And I have this air conditioner right above me, so I'll try and mute so you don't hear. Are you good to go? All right. Josh Graham, go ahead.
Thank you for doing this, Armando. One of the things Coach Williams said he felt bad about last year was that many of the freshmen didn't get a chance to get the Carolina experience they often sold. Considering how rough things went your first year and what last year was, have you felt like you haven't even had a chance to experience everything that Carolina basketball is yet?
Yes, definitely. I mean, like you said, the first year was rough, and then last year was no fans. So I never really got an opportunity to see fans at like tournament games or even kind of the deep push we made in the ACC tournament. So I haven't really got that chance to, get the full feel.
Andrew Jones.
Hey, Armando, we talked to Coach Davis a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about some of the things he discussed with you about extending your game, not just so much shooting perimeter shots, but further away from the lane. Can you kind of take us through what you've done to pull your game a little bit from the basket here in the last few months?
Yes, I mean, even dating back to last year, my advantage going up against a lot of bigs was just taking them off the dribble kind of from the top of the key. And that was something that Coach Davis always wanted me to take advantage of and expand out more. And obviously, the new type of offense he's running and the different type of players he's recruiting, he want us to all be able to shoot and extend the floor and not limit our game. So that's something I've been working on every day with the coaches and just on my own too, just to be able to show more than just posting up to allow like freer lanes for the guards and just open up the offense more.
Steve, can we ask a second question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Going back to what you just said a second ago about taking guys off the dribble from the free throw line. If I recall correctly, you did that a lot more in the second half of last season. Was that something that you did more late in the year because you were more comfortable with it, or did the opportunities present themselves more?
Yeah, just getting more comfortable with it, just getting more into my bag. I started to see like I'm a lot faster than most bigs I play against. So just the ability to rip through, either do a move or just take them straight to the basket. It's just a lot easier, and it also opened up a lot of other things for me too.
Cool. Thank you.
CL, then Brendan.
Hey, Armando, I was curious, how do you feel like, in what ways do you feel like dealing with COVID and all the protocols that have come with it the last 2 years, how has that changed basketball and your preparation?
I would say just the everyday relationship things. That's been a huge thing. Just with COVID, we can't all be in like the same spot at the same time. So like a lot of the newer guys don't get the experience being in the locker room for hours, joking around with each other, everybody just having fun and playing around like in the cold tub and hot tub, just talking. A lot of things like that, just the relationships, I think it kind of changed a little bit with just COVID.
And who would you say during these practices, who's the one player that we may be surprised by that observers of Carolina basketball may not expect what's coming from this player?
I would say Justin McCoy. I feel like he brings a dynamic to the team that we haven't had the last few years, just like coming from UVA, like just his defensive mindset. I feel like that's been huge to all of us, and just his competitive nature too. He's probably the most competitive guy that's been here since I've been here, other than probably maybe Cole Anthony, just like with his drive and just he always trying to play players one-on-one. He's just real competitive in everything we do. So just having a guy like that on our team definitely, I think, changes the dynamic.
Brendan, then Greg Barnes.
Hey, Armando, you mentioned the new offense that Coach Davis is trying to implement or run. Can you just explain a little bit about what are the things that he's stressing to you guys? Where do you fit into that? And how are the rest of the transfers fitting into that as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like what we ran in the beginning, but just like a few tweaks and just a lot more spacing. And kind of the thing that's like different is like it's a lot of movement. So that's kind of been hard for a lot of us just to pick up. But I mean, we all love it though. It's just a lot of screening, movement, spacing the floor. So it's just a lot different.
And has he, because of that, been asking you, obviously it sounds like it, to be in different spots on the floor as well?
Definitely. I mean, some of the plays, like just spacing out to the corner and not just being in the paint or like at the top of the key, is just definitely a lot different. And it's something to get used to. But I mean, it's kind of something we've been working on since he got the job. So I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable in it.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Greg, then David Teal.
Hey, Armando, how is Coach Davis different now that he's head coach?
I would say kind of the same. It's just we've been hearing his voice a lot more now. He's ultra competitive. I mean, he's just a good guy. So, I mean, it hasn't really been much different. He kind of been like the same person, but just hearing him more and he's just different, but kind of the same as Coach Williams, honestly.
And how is he handling practices different, if at all?
I mean, it's really not much difference other than just the plays. We still do, the form shooting, the group breakdowns. It's all the same, honestly. It's the same format, everything.
You still running as much?
Yes, we are still running a lot. I don't think that'll ever change.
David Teal, then Ross Martin.
Armando, your field goal percentage improved last season from, I think it was 46% to almost 63%. To what do you attribute that? Was it added strength and finishing around the basket? Was it shot selection, a combination?
I would say definitely I got a chance last year to really just watch film and just more correct some of the things I wasn't doing. I was kind of like shying away from contact or like trying to spin away from the defender. So going into this year coming up, I knew I had to like really just get contact and going towards the defender. So I feel like that changed a huge amount of my field goal percentage, but just also being more confident and just knowing no one can stop me helped too.
To do that, did you feel like you had to get stronger, and did you?
Yes, I got stronger. I gained a few more pounds and worked on my legs a lot more because obviously like coming in as a freshman playing the ACC, a lot of the bigs are a lot stronger than you. So the year coming in last year, I wanted to be one of the strongest players because I knew that would help me.
Ross, then Greg Hall.
Hey, Armando. I know you mentioned Justin McCory. Could you speak about the other two transfers, Dawson Garcia and Brady Manick, each one, and kind of how you think you're going to fit in, how they are fitting in, and how you see them kind of working into the UNC system this year?
Yeah, I mean, Brady and Dawson, they're two different players that we haven't had since I've been here. Dawson, he can score off the dribble and he can also shoot. And Brady being one of the best shooters, definitely one of the best big man shooters I've ever played with. Just having both of them, it's just a little different in their playing style. So it'll be a lot of fun, I think, for the fans just to see just a different type of UNC big. And I mean, Brady, he's been playing basketball. This will be his 5th year. So he brings a lot of leadership to the team, a lot of experience, and they both great guys, competitive, always in the gym, extra hours, all that.
How do you see that rotation kind of working with you playing the 5? They will play 4 and 5. How do you see that kind of breaking down? I know it's early, but anything you kind of see with those 3 guys, including you?
Yeah, I mean, we all get a chance to just play with each other and get a feel for each other. I mean, obviously, we all be playing high minutes, and with each group and combination, you kind of get a different type of like mixture and like the way we play off each other. Like when let's say we play Brady and Dawson, I guess it'll be more like a 5 out, and then like me with Brady, it'll be more like a 4 out 1 in. So it just gives a different looks to give to defenders, so they can't just kind of limit us to just just one particular like lineup or the way we set up.
Gregory Hall, then Michael Coe.
Armando, obviously you have a previous relationship with Sean May, but now that he's on the bench, assistant coach, how is he? What's his coaching style? How is he different? Maybe just how is he as an assistant coach on the bench rather than a behind-the-scenes guy?
Yeah, having Big May as a coach, I mean, it's a blessing. He's one of the smartest players to play at UNC. He always know the right spots, and he always giving us pointers too. And I mean, we just connect with him just on a personal level because he kind of got like a young soul. We can always joke with him, and he gives the good advice. So just having him on the court and being able to learn and get different moves and him being able to train me has been like huge. And I think it'll help improve my game and help me take the next step.
And then Coach Lebo, what's his style of coaching? Just how has he kind of adapted to being on the staff as well?
Oh yeah, Coach Lebo, he's intense. He's very energetic. I mean, all our coaches, they just wanting us to get extra work. They down to work outside at all times. So just having all those coaches just pushing that on us, and just Coach Lebo with his intense nature has been great for all of us, and it's been a lot of fun since we all been here.
Hey, let me know anytime you need a young soul to talk to, Armando. I'll help you out. No problem. Michael Coe, then Alyssa.
Hey Armando, so you're one of the only players on this team that has multiple years of experience at Carolina now. Can you speak to what it's been like going from being among a lot of very talented big men last year with Garrison and Dayron and Walker Kessler to sort of being the guy in the front court now?
Yeah, I mean, it's something I'm ready for. I mean, last year we had a lot of great bigs, so we kind of had to all rotate because everybody was playing good. So it was just but now just me being like the only like true center, I mean, it'll be great. It'll be a lot of stuff for me to do and there'll be a lot of more minutes and opportunities for me. So something I'm ready for.
Thanks.
Alyssa.
With players declaring for the NBA draft and others are entering the transfer portal, why was it important for you to not only play in college, but play in college at Carolina?
I mean, just looking back at all the alumni that came here, I mean, I want to one day to be able to bring my family back and say I left an impact here and just I want to leave a legacy here. And that's one of the biggest things since I've been little that I wanted to do. So just being able to come back and get a chance to do that is a blessing and something that I'm ready for.
Ross, then Brendan.
Yeah, hey Armando, I wanted to ask you about the NIL stuff you've been doing. You've been pretty active with Jimmy Seafood. I was wondering kind of how that came about, your thoughts on the whole NIL stuff and kind of how it works with UNC, maybe some teammates have gotten involved with different stuff with that.
Yeah, I mean, the first day the NIL was open, me and John, the owner of Jimmy, we got in contact and he got like a meal prep line and I'd always kind of been interested in just eating that type of food because I knew it could help like enhance my body and just, it was good. That's not an endorsement. That's just me being honest. But yeah, I got in contact with them. So then we just, I get like free meals and stuff like that from them. And obviously I promote them. And I mean, it's just good. It's been great. But just NIL in general has been great for just me and all the players. I mean, a few other players have been working with Jimmy's too. So that's a good opportunity. And just also just with NIL being able to take advantage of your name, image, and likeness, and just also being able to use the money you get to give back and stuff like that has all been great.
Has it been like easy? Is it complicated? Is it, I mean, has it as you expected it to be? Because we've been seeing this coming for a year or so.
I mean, for me personally, I guess it's been easy because I really haven't been able to do anything. Just my mom and a few other people I work with, they just presented stuff to me and it's more just if I want to do it or not. So I really haven't been able to, I haven't had to do anything.
Time for two last questions. Brendan and Andrew.
Hey, Armando. Yeah, I was just hoping you could give us a little more background and sort of what was your decision to come back? I mean, how much of it is getting to work with Coach Davis? How much of it is getting to be the guy? I mean, what were sort of the things that led you through the process in the offseason and how you made your decisions? Yeah,
I mean, I guess it was just right to come back. I mean, last year, well, my first 2 years, I really haven't won anything and that just was the main thing for me. I just want to be able to say I won something at Carolina and actually did something. So that was just honestly the major factor for me.
Last question for Armando, Andrew Jones.
Armando, staying on the pro stuff there, how much have you learned from Pat Sullivan, who's had quite a long tenure in the NBA and he's now part of the program?
Yeah, man, the addition of Coach Sullivan has been great. He's kind of been like giving us all like advice on just like the next level and some of the things that they look for, but also just kind of trying to get us to like incorporate that into just to our day-to-day life, like the way pros carry themselves, some of the different workouts and things they go about it. But I mean, also just kind of the way we play too. He kind of got a little insight into that too, just incorporating some of the things he learned into some of the things we do now.
Thank you, Armando. Appreciate it. We'll get RJ Davis in here next. Melissa. Andrew, go ahead.
Is RJ on?
Go ahead.
Okay. Hey, RJ, kind of curious what your thoughts are on the 3 transfers that came in, what they've added to the program and how it's been receiving an influx of 3 guys kind of, during the offseason that are new to the program but have played in college.
It was a great addition for our 3 transfers. I feel like, they bring depth to the roster. All 3 of them play, different games, which is great. It's able for us to spread the floor and get different options and different looks out of all three of them. So I feel like, they all three of them bring great personality off the court, and then on the court, they're always ready to work. So
For you personally, what kind of things have you done the last several months to cut down on the turnover issue from last year?
just basically just watch film and just get to slow down the game. I think this past summer I really worked extremely hard, and I think for me, and I'm just working on finding my open teammates, looking when it's time for me to score the ball, and just be mindful of cutting down my turnovers as a point guard.
Alyssa, then Michael Coe.
Yeah, RJ, how has the transition been with Coach Williams to Coach Davis? And is there a big difference in their coaching style, or is it pretty familiar to you guys?
I mean, it was definitely a shock when we all first heard the news, first and foremost. But I feel like, Coach Davis or Coach Roy, they kind of have a similar way as far as, coaching styles. They're going to be on us, and just to come out with the mentality of, to win. But as far as, different coaching styles, they do have some difference, but there is some similarities as far as for UNC basketball.
Michael Coe, then Dina.
Hey, RJ. So in the past few years, there's been a lot of roster turnover, especially in the backcourt with this program. Can you speak to how having basically of the team